Thank you, AJ Styles. What's a JWT, the weekly center review of Monday Night Raw? They kicked off the show with Gunther trying to crash the AJ Styles tribute show, which Adam Pearce was having no part of. He came out with his security, getting Gunther out of there, escorting him out, and then when they were escorting him out at the stage, Dragon Lee out of nowhere comes out, attacks Gunther, beats the holy hell out of him. They separate him, they take Gunther backstage, and Dragon Lee chases him down and still beats him up. Gunther eventually gets out of there. Dragon Lee is separated. I'm assuming this is going to set up a match between Dragon Lee and Gunther down the road. I don't know what's going to happen, but man, Dragon Lee does not like Gunther one bit. Gunther then, while he's cleaning himself up, goes to face with American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes looks disgusted with him, and then Cody comes out to start the show with a promo. Cody Rhodes comes out and says, Atlanta, Georgia, where he's from, what do you want to talk about? They start talking about AJ Styles because Cody Rhodes is there because the AJ Styles tribute show pretty much giving AJ Styles his flowers and credit of all the amazing career he's had. When the Vision come out and interrupt him, Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Bronson Reed. Logan Paul is hyping up Bronson Reed for his Elimination Chamber qualifying match, tells Cody Rhodes to get the hell out of Monday Night Raw because the Vision runs Monday Night Raw, and soon they're going to run Friday Night SmackDown when Bronson Reed wins the Elimination Chamber and wins the WWE Championship. And then Cody's like, I think I know a guy that doesn't like you guys just like me. And Jey Uso's music hit. He comes out with Jimmy Uso, and they yeet to the ring, setting up the Elimination Chamber qualifying match with Jey Uso, the original El Grande Americano, and Bronson Reed, with Jimmy Uso at ringside. Obviously, El Grande Americano was not going to win this, but it looked like Bronson Reed was going to win this, and then out of nowhere, he disappeared during the match. I was paying attention pretty close to this match, but I honestly thought for a second that I missed, maybe the Masked Man attacked Bronson Reed. I didn't. Apparently, Bronson Reed suffered a torn bicep this match. Apparently, he landed weird, messed up his arm, tore his bicep, actually, rolled out of the ring, and it was just Jey Uso and El Grande Americano. Jey Uso hits the spear on El Grande Americano and then hits the Samoan Splash. 1, 2, 3, 8. Jey Uso picks up the victory, and he's the sixth man now in the men's Elimination Chamber qualifying match, joining Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams. Man, poor Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins. The Vision cannot catch a break. Every single person they try to push gets injured. Seth Rollins tearing his labrum. Braun Breaker having the hernia rupture. And then Bronson Reed tearing his bicep. Man, the Vision's just cursed. But get well soon, Bronson Reed. Then it was time for Liv Morgan to make her decision. Who is she going to face at WrestleMania 42 for what championship is she going after? She comes down the ring. Jade Cargill comes down the ring. Stephanie Vaquera comes down the ring. Dirty Doms with Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan starts talking to Stephanie Vaquera, apologizing. She didn't realize her story and everything, how hard she worked to get to WWE, and she respects her now that she's a WWE champion and how much she worked for it. And then she starts she's like, well, now I got to face my own journey, and she starts looking towards Jade Cargill, and then turns around and hits Stephanie Vaquera with the microphone, absolutely dropping her, beats the holy hell out of her, and stands tall. Jade Cargill gets out of there. So it's pretty obvious Liv Morgan has picked Stephanie Vaquera to face her for the Women's World title at WrestleMania 42. I feel like this was the smart choice, and I think it was also the obvious choice, but I think this should be a fantastic match at WrestleMania. Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquera for the Women's World title. So that means whoever wins the Women's Elimination Chamber will be facing Jade Cargill for the Women's WWE Championship. This match would absolutely cook. Rusev tells Obafemi that he talks too much for being a rookie, and Obafemi's like, all right. And he goes, shut my mouth then. So maybe we're going to get a match between Rusev and Obafemi. This match would be an absolute banger. They just beat the holy hell out of each other. Two massive men. Speaking of a banger, Javon Evans and Kofi Kingston went one-on-one, and this match was an absolute banger. Javon Evans and Kofi Kingston, very similar, wrestling to high-flying, young, skinnier type guys, but they're very high-flying, very athletic, and they did not disappoint. This match was great, longer than I expected, but Javon Evans ends up picking up the victory. The New Day tried getting involved. I forgot his name. Javon Evans had a rapper on ringside with him. I forgot his name. I was literally just talking about him a second ago. But I'm drawing a blank right now. If you know who it is, drop down in the comments below who it was. But he ends up taking out Grayson Waller, and Javon Evans hits the OG cutter on Kofi Kingston. 1, 2, 3. Javon Evans picks up the victory over Kofi Kingston. And Javon Evans he's rolling high. He's got this big momentum going into the Elimination Chamber match now. This I was not expecting. Brock Lesnar comes out of the ring. I was expecting that because they announced that with Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman pretty much just glazes Brock Lesnar for good 5 minutes talking about his career, how fantastic and great Brock Lesnar is. And then he says Brock Lesnar is putting an open challenge out, invitation open challenge for WrestleMania 42. Whoever wants to step up and try to take down the beast at WrestleMania 42 can, because there will be an open challenge. Whoever wants to think they can dominate Brock Lesnar, they can fight him at WrestleMania 42. So looks like Brock Lesnar is going to be walking into WrestleMania with a mystery opponent. They also released, they showed Brock Lesnar schedule for the upcoming weeks to WrestleMania. It looks like he's going to be on Monday Night Raw for multiple shows. So I'm curious what he does, because there's no way Brock Lesnar wrestles a match. So I'm curious where this goes. Opponents that I think Brock Lesnar could face, I think Obafemi for sure. But I feel like that match, I feel like they should announce, not be an open challenge, like a mystery. I think they should hype that up. Another match or another person is Royce Keys, used to be known as Powerhouse Hobbs from AEW, now in WWE is Royce Keys. We have not seen him since the Royal Rumble. And I feel like if he came out and fought Brock Lesnar, that would be a massive, massive thing for his career and moment for him. I feel like that'd be an awesome match. Two massive men going at it. So that'd be really cool. Another one people are talking about, because this has been a rumored match for WrestleMania, is Brock Lesnar versus LA Knight. I feel like that's the worst one out of the three I just mentioned. It makes sense because LA Knight's been gunning for the division. Brock Lesnar's kind of like the head guy for the division, but they don't really talk about him as the division. He just kind of he's their muscle or whenever they need him. But I don't know, LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar just does not scream to me. Obafemi and Royce Keys absolutely does. I feel like they could put on a banger of a match. Then we had the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk come out and pretty much just talk about how almost the same thing as last week. I'm getting tired of the CM Punk promos that are the same thing, repeat after repeat. His promos when he's going against somebody are fantastic, but his solo promos are the same thing. It's always it's great to be alive, blah, 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 Monday Night Raw. He's talking about how people are hating on him because he's defending the title at Elimination Chamber. We've heard this for 3 weeks now. He's like, well, I'm a fighting champion, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, also next week, Roman Reigns is going to be here. He goes, once I retain my world title, he goes, I'm not waiting until WrestleMania. I'm punching Roman Reigns in the face next week on Monday Night Raw. I mean, I just have no interest in CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. I know it's going to be a big match, but I know a lot of people are excited for it. I'm not super hyped for it. I really hope Finn Balor finds his way in this match, and it's a triple threat at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. Because I just got a feeling with CM Punk talking so much shit about Roman Reigns this week on Raw, I think Roman Reigns is going to get involved with this match at Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight title between Finn Balor and CM Punk. Finn Balor had a hype video backstage talking about how he needs this opportunity. He needs to win the world title to prove himself that he still got this. That loss really ate at him, and he realized that he needs this to win the world title again. It's been 10 years since he lost it, and he needs to prove to the Judgment Day that he can win a world title, and Finn Balor is ready for CM Punk in Elimination Chamber in Chicago. If the Demon Finn Balor comes out, that would be absolutely awesome. I highly doubt it. If he wrestles at WrestleMania, that's probably when we'll see Demon Finn Balor. Then we had the shortest match ever. It was Natalya versus Maxine Dupree. The match went for 2 minutes. Natalya was beating the holy hell out of Maxine Dupree, took her outside and just banged her head on the ground until the ref called the match off, making a disqualification. I think either a disqualification or a count out. Natalya just beat the holy hell out of Maxine Dupree. This storyline, it might be the most boring storyline in WWE right now. Literally nobody cares about Natalya in the big 2026, and Maxine Dupree is just boring. Then we had the last Women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match with Raquel Rodriguez, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane going at it in a triple threat match. Honestly thought Io Sky was going to pick up a victory and win this match and move on to the Elimination Chamber match. I was not expecting it, but Raquel Rodriguez picks up the victory, which is a good person to pick. I just definitely did not see Kairi Sane winning this. But I thought Io Sky had this match won when she hit the crazy tornado DDT on Raquel Rodriguez, but Raquel Rodriguez got right back up and ended up taking out Kairi Sane to pick up the victory and move on to be the last member of the Women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match. So it's Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, and I forgot the rest. So look it up. I forgot the rest of the women there in it. But honestly, from the lineup I can remember, I'm not really sure who they should have face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. There's nothing that really screams to me. Then it was time for the tribute part to AJ Styles. They had an awesome send-off video like they did for John Cena with Higher by Creed. Absolutely banger video. They had highlights from a lot from his TNA career, which I love seeing that. They had obviously his WWE stuff. They even had a picture of him, the iconic picture of him holding up the IWGP Championship in front of the mountain in Japan. Absolutely awesome. The hype video was fantastic. Then the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, comes out and he starts having a promo talking about, it was really like a send-off promo, like thanking the crowd, thanking them for all the memories, all the years of supporting him. He shouted out some wrestlers from TNA like Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels. I think he said Daniel Bryan. I could be wrong. I know he said Samoa Joe. He talked about the Good Brothers, how he went to Japan and met the Good Brothers, and how they're awesome guys. Then he starts talking about a really emotional part, talking about his family and how he's finally going to be a full-time dad. He's like, I've done everything in wrestling except be a full-time dad. So he's like, I'm finally done wrestling and now I can be a full-time dad with my, take care of my kids, raise them. He's like, I've missed so many things. I've missed anniversaries, I've missed birthday parties, I've missed sports events. So it was like a really emotional speech by AJ Styles, thanking the crowd. And then he says, everybody was talking about how I didn't take my gloves off in Saudi Arabia, because the reason why I didn't want to do that was because I wanted to take my gloves home, and I wanted to leave my gloves here in Atlanta, Georgia. I wanted to leave them at home because he's from Georgia. So he takes his jacket off and takes his gloves off and leaves them in the ring. And this is equivalent to John Cena's armbands. Absolutely sad sight right here. AJ Styles is one of the main people that got me into wrestling. I started watching wrestling in 2016, end of 2015, early 2016. And the two guys that got me into wrestling was John Cena, because every little kid loved John Cena. But the true wrestler that made me fall in love with wrestling was AJ Styles. And he talks about how poetic his retirement match was. It was 10 years from when he debuted in WWE. He debuted the 2016 Royal Rumble, and he retired at the 2026 Royal Rumble. So he talks about all that, and then pretty much tells everybody thank you, and then he takes his gloves off and everything and starts celebrating with the crowd. And then the whole entire main roster comes out, and they start clapping and cheering for AJ Styles from the entrance stage, having an awesome moment for him. Literally everybody was there, even Triple H, which whatever. But Cody Rhodes, all your big guys, everybody from Raw, and some people from SmackDown. And then this came right out of left field. I wasn't expecting this at all. The gong hits. Undertaker gong hits. The lights go out. And then the American Badass music comes on. And Undertaker comes down on his motorcycle. And I was like, this is so unnecessary. Why is Undertaker coming out? This is, like, why does he need his special entrance? This should be AJ's moment. He comes out, gets in the ring, and then says, AJ, he goes, you're really done? And then AJ's like, yep. He goes, well, we have unfinished business. And I'm like, what the hell? Are we getting AJ versus Undertaker? This is stupid. And Undertaker talks about a saying that he used to say about himself, that if you see me, you're already gone. And he says that to AJ, and AJ's just like standing there. And he goes, I want to change that to, when you see me, you're going. And I'm like, what the hell is Undertaker yapping about? And he goes, AJ Styles, he goes, with all my respect, I would love to announce that you are one of the first members of the 2026 Hall of Fame. I could not believe this. I was not expecting this. So Undertaker announced that AJ Styles is going to the Hall of Fame in 2026. So he'll be one of the members of the class of 2026 WWE Hall of Fame. Absolutely huge honor for AJ Styles, and he absolutely deserves it. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I don't care what you say. AJ Styles is this era's Shawn Michaels. He is one of the best to ever touch the ring. He is fantastic. So I know a lot of people are saying AJ Styles might go to AEW or another show like that. I don't know, but definitely not happening until he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. Maybe once he gets inducted in the Hall of Fame, he goes to AEW. I highly doubt it now. I feel like he's had a really nice send-off and everything, and he's going to the Hall of Fame, and I think he's just going to be done. But overall, this Monday Night Raw sucked. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. The show overall was very boring, did not keep me entertained at all. The show was heavily carried by the main event with the send-off to AJ Styles. If it wasn't for that, this show just would have been absolutely horrendous. But the send-off to AJ Styles was very nice, very awesome. So I'm sticking with my rating at 2 out of 5. It was pretty brutal. I mean, like, besides the main event, it was a rough show. Thank you guys for watching. Go check out my Instagram, which is all lowercase JW Live. Highly appreciate that. Also, go check out my TikTok, which is lowercase JW _live. Highly appreciate that as well. Make sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, because we post every single day on this YouTube channel awesome wrestling food content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.